All right, so get this. We are diving into AI and DeFi today. And let me tell you, the future of finance. It's being coded as we speak. And we're not just talking about like a few tweaks here and there to like, how we trade stocks. This is AI like completely flipping the script on how DeFi works.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast this is all happening. We've got research actually that points to 2028 as like a major turning point,
Yeah.
with over half of all DeFi platforms predicted to be powered by AI. And that's not just about like hitting some, arbitrary percentage. It really signifies like a fundamental shift where AI goes from being, a helpful tool to like a core part of how DeFi is built and operates.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. We keep hearing about smart contracts on steroids, right? Well, what does that actually mean for, say, someone who's like just dipping their toes into DeFi lending?
Imagine, instead of like fixed interest rates, the platform you're using has an AI constantly analyzing market data. You can assess risk, predict volatility, and, adjust those interest rates in real time. So your crypto loan could become like cheaper or more expensive by the minute, all thanks to AI.
Whoa, so it's like having a personal crypto broker working 24/7. That's both impressive and makes me wanna like check my portfolio every 5 seconds. But hold on, before I get too excited about potential gains here. What about security? DeFi's had its share of, shall we say, learning experiences.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the amount lost in flash loan attacks last year alone really highlights the vulnerabilities. We're talking about like a mind-boggling figure, and it just underscores why the industry needs more advanced security measures. This is where AI steps in. It's like a hyper-vigilant guardian, constantly monitoring the system.
So less of a bouncer and more like a state-of-the-art security system for the entire DeFi platform.
Exactly. AI can detect the like subtlest anomalies, patterns that humans would often miss. We're talking about analyzing millions of transactions in real time, flagging any suspicious activity instantly. Remember those flash loan attacks we talked about? They often exploited like tiny loopholes in the code.
And I'm guessing AI has a bit of a knack for spotting those loopholes, huh?
Absolutely. An AI-powered security system wouldn't just, react to attacks as they happen. It could potentially prevent them altogether by like identifying and patching these vulnerabilities before anyone even knows they exist.
So, in a way, AI is helping DeFi evolve and become more secure at an incredible pace. Like, it's learning from past mistakes and proactively building a safer system.
Precisely. And the beauty of DeFi is that its transparency plays right into AI's strengths. The more data AI has access to, the better it becomes. DeFi, with its public and immutable ledger, provides like a treasure trove of information. Every transaction, every smart contract execution, it's all recorded and available for analysis.
It's like giving the AI the ultimate backstage pass to understand how everything in DeFi works. This constant flow of transparent data helps it learn and refine its predictions, which makes both the AI and the DeFi platforms themselves more trustworthy.
Exactly. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, really. And this kind of leads us to another fascinating application of AI in DeFi trading bots. I know we've all heard a lot about them. But, like, how are they already outperforming human traders in some cases?
It's like, I don't know, having a secret weapon almost in the world of DeFi trading. Tell me more about how these AI bots actually work.
So, basically, they're designed to execute trades, right? But they're doing it based on, like, lightning-fast data analysis and predefined strategies. So you eliminate that emotional decision-making, which, let's face it, can be a major factor in volatile markets like crypto.
Yeah, no more panic selling at 2 a.m. I can get behind that. But seriously, this idea, algorithms making financial decisions, it's a bit of a mental hurdle for some people to get over, like how do we know they'll act in our best interest?
That's the million-dollar question, for sure.
Yeah.
And it really gets to the heart of how we design and implement AI in finance. It's not about, blindly trusting algorithms. It's about understanding how they work and then making sure that they're like aligned with our goals. Think of it like, I don't know, setting really clear rules for a financial advisor. But in this case, that advisor is a super sophisticated piece of software.
Right, right. So it's less about replacing human judgment entirely and more about like enhancing it
Well,
with the speed and efficiency of AI.
precisely. And you know what? This actually brings us to another fascinating application of AI, AI-powered DAOs.
Okay, so we've talked about AI supercharging these existing platforms, but this sounds like we're entering a whole new dimension of DeFi here. Give me the rundown on these AI-powered DAOs.
So DAOs themselves are already like revolutionary.
Yeah.
Imagine an organization run entirely on code, governed by its community with no central authority. Now, inject AI into that mix. things get really
Yeah,
interesting.
and I'm picking up what you're putting down. So
Yeah,
instead of like a group of people voting on every single decision, you've got an AI analyzing data, proposing solutions, maybe even like executing actions, all based on the DAO's, preset rules and objectives. That's a lot of autonomy.
exactly. AI can process these vast amounts of data, identify trends, even predict future outcomes far more effectively than, us humans can. In a DAO setting, this could lead to incredibly efficient decision-making, potentially streamlining everything from investment strategies to resource allocation.
It's like taking this concept of a decentralized, community-driven organization and putting it on hyperdrive. But with all this talk of AI making decisions, it's hard not to think about the potential downsides. So, what are some of the challenges that we need to be mindful of as these technologies develop?
I think one of the biggest ones, and we've touched upon it, is security. I mean, as AI systems become more integral to DeFi, they inevitably become bigger targets for hackers, for those looking to exploit any vulnerabilities. And we've seen what can happen when those security measures aren't robust enough.
Right. It's like this constant race to stay ahead of the curve, isn't it? AI evolves, so do the methods of those who might try to exploit it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not just about the external threats either, right? We've also got to consider the potential for unintended consequences. What happens if there's a flaw in the AI's design? Or if the data it's trained on is, incomplete or skewed in some way? These are complex challenges. They require careful consideration.
It's a good reminder that as impressive as AI is, it's still a tool. And like any tool, it needs to be used responsibly and with a deep understanding of its limitations. Speaking of limitations, there's one more big one we haven't even touched on yet: regulation. How is the current regulatory landscape even grappling with these advancements in AI and DeFi?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question, honestly. I think the answer is it's still unfolding. The regulatory landscape is kind of playing catch-up, trying to adapt to a technology that's evolving at this, like, unprecedented pace.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky because on one hand, you want to encourage innovation in this space. But on the other hand, you need safeguards in place to like protect investors and ensure stability.
You got it. And finding that balance, that's going to be crucial. Too much regulation, you stifle innovation. Too little, you create unnecessary risks.
Okay, before we get too deep into the regulatory weeds here, there's one more concept from our research that I want to make sure we unpack. Tokenization. It's another area where AI and DeFi seem poised to converge in a big way.
Oh, absolutely. Tokenization, especially when you combine it with AI, it has the potential to revolutionize how we even think about like ownership and investment. One of the most exciting applications, I think, is in real estate.
Real estate, really? That seems like, I don't know, kind of an odd couple with this whole digital world. How does that even work?
So imagine being able to invest in like a piece of prime real estate,
Right.
but you're not buying the entire property, you're owning a fraction of it
Yeah.
through digital tokens on a blockchain. That's the power of tokenization.
Okay, so instead of needing like a massive down payment, I could potentially invest in just like a tiny piece of a property through these tokens. That could open up a world of possibilities for smaller investors.
Precisely. And then AI comes in by making this whole process even smoother, even more efficient. Imagine AI algorithms like evaluating property values, managing the buying and selling of these tokens, even automating tasks like rent collection.
Whoa, it's like taking the concept of real estate investment
Yeah,
and bringing it into the 21st century.
exactly. But the really exciting thing is tokenization isn't just limited to real estate. We're talking about potentially tokenizing like anything from art and collectibles to intellectual property, even renewable energy.
So instead of owning like a physical piece of art, I might own a digital token that represents like a fraction of it. That's fascinating. Where does AI fit into that picture?
AI can help create more efficient, more transparent marketplaces for these tokenized assets. Imagine like AI-powered platforms that can verify the authenticity of a digital artwork, track its, what do you call it, provenance, and even connect buyers and sellers globally, but, in a secure and decentralized manner.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. We've gone from AI optimizing interest rates to potentially revolutionizing how we invest in everything, from real estate to fine art.
And this is honestly just the beginning. The convergence of AI and DeFi is still in its early stages. I mean, we've only just begun to scratch the surface of what's possible.
It's a lot to take in, that's for sure.
Yep.
But we've covered a ton of ground today. We talked about AI's potential to make DeFi more efficient, transparent, accessible, from smart contracts that adapt in real time to trading bots that never sleep.
And we've also acknowledged that there are some, very real challenges, from ensuring security, preventing bias in algorithms, to navigating this like rapidly evolving regulatory landscape.
And let's not forget the potential of those AI-powered DAOs, right? To fundamentally change how organizations even operate within this space. It's clear this technology is poised to have a pretty profound impact on the future of finance.
Absolutely. And to get a more, I guess, well-rounded perspective on all this, let's turn to that insightful interview you mentioned earlier.
Right. We've got the AI expert and the veteran from traditional finance sharing their unique viewpoints on this very topic. I'm really eager to hear how their perspectives differ and, but more importantly, where they intersect. All right. So let's dive into this interview then with the AI expert and the finance veteran. I'm really curious to hear what they had to say about, this collision of AI and DeFi.
Yeah, their perspectives are really fascinating, actually. The AI expert, I mean, he's incredibly optimistic about AI's potential to create these incredibly efficient and autonomous financial systems. He sees it as a way to level the playing field almost, and to make financial services way more accessible to everyone.
Okay. And what about the finance veteran then? I'm imagining he brings a bit more, I don't know, caution to the table.
Definitely, yeah. He's seen firsthand how traditional finance operates. And while he acknowledges the potential of AI, he's also, very aware of the risks. He really emphasizes the importance of regulation, transparency, accountability, especially when you have, algorithms making financial decisions. That could impact people's lives in very real ways.
It sounds like they both agree, though, that we are headed towards a future where AI plays a very significant role in finance. So the question is, how do we navigate that transition responsibly?
Exactly. And we have the, I think, most thought-provoking part to the interview is when they actually discuss the possibility of AI-powered DAOs, like managing trillions of dollars in assets. The AI expert argues that these decentralized autonomous systems could be more efficient, more transparent, less prone to, good old-fashioned human error than traditional financial institutions.
And I'm guessing the finance veteran has some reservations about, handing over that much control to
He
algorithms.
does. He does. And rightfully so, I think.
Wow.
He raises some concerns about, unintended consequences,
Right.
the potential for bias in AI systems,
Yeah.
and just the need for clear lines of accountability if things go wrong.
Yeah, that's a really crucial point. As we've been discussing, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. And the systems we design.
Exactly. It's not just about building the most sophisticated AI possible. It's about building it responsibly
Mhm.
and figuring out how to regulate a technology that's, designed to be decentralized and autonomous in the first place.
Right, right. It's uncharted territory.
The regulatory landscape is uh, struggling, I think, to keep up with the pace of innovation in both AI and DeFi, really. There are no easy answers here.
It's kind of a fascinating dilemma, isn't it? We're on the cusp of a financial revolution, yet we're still figuring out the rules of the road.
I know. That's what makes it such an exciting time to be, following these developments. The decisions that we make today, they're going to have a profound impact on the future of finance. And it's up to all of us to engage in these conversations
Yeah.
and to, try to shape this technology in a way that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI and DeFi, what's I don't know, the key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with today?
I think the key takeaway here is this. AI has the potential to revolutionize finance,
Right.
make it more efficient, more transparent, more accessible. But with great power comes great responsibility,
Right.
right? So as we embrace this new era of, whatever you want to call it, autonomous finance, we have to proceed with caution. We need to make sure that these technologies are developed and implemented ethically,
Yeah.
responsibly, and with the appropriate safeguards in place.
Well said. It's a future that's it's full of possibilities, that's for sure. But we can't afford to be naive about the potential risks either. We have to be mindful, we have to be informed, and we have to be engaged in shaping this technology for the better. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of AI and DeFi. We hope you found it insightful, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little bit mind-blowing at times. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep into the topics that matter most to you.